okay, on the mobile especially.
No, you go
You're
to
like,
HGC esports websites. That's where we have to go.
okay, sure, that's a good place, but sometimes I don't know like the exact minutes. Actually, yeah, they do. The website's really good. I just by habit because I'm going to Wikipedia for Overwatch and StarCraft casting as well. But when I go to Wikipedia and I want to go to the heroes section on the mobile site, always it says like heroes of the storm phase one, blah blah blah, blah, and at the end like there's all four. There's Europe, China, Korea, and North America, and like the region is at the end. So I'm like. I like zoom in on my phone. I'm like, which one? And I always click all of them. It's like Korea's the last one. I'm like, I didn't want to check the NA stats, but yeah. So we're in the week 7, as you mentioned, day 3. Our last matches of week 7. As I convolute myself even with this one, but MVP Black is up 2-0. They won that last game off of really good plays, really solid late game. And our third map is going to be Towers of Doom.
Oh yes, they want to finish this one out with the rotation time. Either one, Kyocha's Zeratul or Sake's Falstad. I really think Miracle should ban at least one.
At
of
least
these.
one of the two,
Yes.
right? It starts to feel that way. I mean, they've had good comps to the map, especially the map in game number 1. I really feel like the poke they had there was destined to do well. They couldn't hold on. And then in game number 2, they had a great early game lead, but they just couldn't deal with the late game scaling, which came from the Nazebo and the Falstad. The Zeratul has been so good. The harassment's been amazing. And the cool thing about it that I really want to point out is sometimes we see some really cool moves out of the Void Prison, but mostly it's just been off the back of Kyocha's mechanics and his non-Void play. You know, just dropping in some Vorpals, jumping the bat line, going away, coming back in, just how aggressive he can be and how much damage he can put off. Not his team fights, not some wombo combo, which is the way Zeratul is used in a lot of other regions, and some of the players in lower level Korea use him that way. But in this game that we're watching, he's so powerful. He's kind of the unsung hero, like you were saying. The hero is not getting all the praise because it's hard to catch all the plays he's doing because it's sometimes off screen. But anyway, those are the 3 big ones, right? The Nazebo, the Falstad, and the Zeratul. You can't remove all of them, but you can start to figure out a way to draft around this.
That's also because Miracle has been focusing on Vala a little bit more. If they drop that focus a little bit down and actually go with their own first pick Zeratul, I think that's also a way. And especially on this map, this first pick Falstad would be perfect coming in.
Would like to see that as well. When are we going to see Vikings again, though? That's what I'm wondering. I want to see Lost Vikings. I want to find them. Where are they?
They're lost.
They're lost.
They're lost in Nexus somewhere.
Maybe they're out there with Blizzard's race car game and Deckard Cain. We'll just have to keep waiting. Maybe that's what's going to get announced at the launch party. I hope so.
No
Here
knows.
comes Falstad's ban
Okay.
by Black. So
Okay, Black is already thinking ahead of me here.
Yep.
And just perfect ban. And now with that game number 2, they can just let them have Bala as they want to. They still won right after.
What if Dabi first picks Zeratul here? That would be
I would love to see that.
that would be a way to remove it from Kyocha, and he's one of his best maps actually. Oh, could he go to the Muradin instead though? Honkono has been really accurate. Some of the Stormbolts we saw through minion waves, which didn't even end up mattering some of the time just to build his stacks. I'm like, you just don't miss today. His Stormbolts have been really good. Even though a Stormbolt on the reset at the end of that last game, again, the game was over, but I was like, whoa, I can't believe you even hit that. I couldn't even imagine that that was going to go through. Like, Honkono sees the game in 0s and 1s, whereas I see, okay, that Stormbolt doesn't fit between the minions. So really good accuracy so far in the first game. Now Black has the opportunity to just go into the Zeratul here. Do they want it, though? Do they want to get the Dahaka and Malfurion that we've seen them do in the past? That's something I would expect to see. And if you look at it, Kyocha's most played hero actually is the Dahaka, but they stick with the Zeratul, so they want to go 3 for 3 on this pick.
Well, they see it. They see it working, and Miracle does not have a clear solution. And seems like every time Zeratul is on the side or on the back of Miracle, they lose focus. And when Honkono dives in, they lose focus and get distracted and cannot focus target and blow up one. So Seems to be working so far, so they're going to try it one more time.
I feel like one of the answers that they could have pulled in for the Zeratul would have been the Arthas, which was banned away from them, but perhaps that they'll take it on this rotation here. If they go into Valario here, I'm going to say MVPmiracle.exe has stopped responding. Wait or close program because
Alt F4.
Alt F4. Control Alt Delete. No. Just it's a strong composition, but it has not been working for them. Other teams have played it better.
Okay.
This is better.
This is better, and I want them to go towards the Sergeant Hammer build later on also, with some siege potentials and also the Zebo's late game potential, and also having global. I think it's a very balanced one compared to the team comp they had before.
Banning here, not going to be Arthas this time with the Dahaka coming in.
Maybe going for support. Choke as they themselves have Malfurion already picked.
They could also ban damage that they're not going to use. Like, if they want to go into Ethereal, for example, they may want to ban the Tychus here. Maybe even draw a Miracle into the Ethereal ban. The problem with banning a support here is that it's not. There's no support that really pairs with the Nazebo right now. You're looking at it, you're like, okay, last time we saw the Malfurion ban because they already had the pairing with Ariel. Ban Hammer instead of a Tychus.
All right, those safe ban.
I kind of like a Tyrael ban here because Tyrael will work with almost anything they could bring out. Alternatively, they could ban Ragnaros.
That's true. If they're gonna go for Warrior, I would rather see Arthas ban coming out. I think it has a very good tanky front line also with that Howling Blast CC connections with Malfurion. We saw those root
Oh,
combos.
I like this. Rag is just so good on this map for delaying the altar channels because of his Molten Core. He's not a super powerful hero, but we've seen this running of Zeratul Ragnaros with the tank, the triple melee, that specific trio so many times in this tournament and on this map as well. So the question is now, is Black going to commit to the Tyrael? Will we see the Tyrael Li Ming? I wouldn't mind it. Get Tyrael Li Ming and then even lock in like a Greymane as your final pick. I would love something like that. The late game is going to be in favor of Miracle, but this map kind of has a set timer to it. You know, like we were talking about on Friday. When you get to the later stages, there's kind of a point where the map ends. There's only so many, there's a finite amount of core health, and one team will get a lead, and it becomes difficult to kind of delay or stall. Okay, it's Li Ming. I think they're going to go with the Tyrael. See if I'm right. Tychus first, so we're going to save that tank for last. ETC is still available. And
That's true. ETC is a very good choice and option there to save their own with Parsley, giving more CCs to cut off Nazebo or to save their own teammates.
they already have the big Twilight Dream combo with a Void Prison as well, but we talked about already, coaches, Voids really haven't been for combos so much as he's just been on point and removing heroes from the fight and harassing. Tychus has an insane win rate, by the way, for how many games he has played. I believe he's the highest in terms of games played and win rate in this tournament, even higher than Malfurion. I'd have to check on that, but super high win rate, 50 to 39. So for Miracle, they're looking for another source of range damage. Hammer was removed, Falstad's removed. That's why they locked in the Li Ming Tychus in this phase, because now they have 4 damages removed, and all they have is Nazebo. This might be like a weird situation where you see Raynor or something out of the ordinary. Zuljin, Harzim, and Greymane. So Greymane, I forgot about him for a moment there. Don't necessarily need the Tyrael to make this guy work.
But it was a little bit unlikely to see Greymane here without so much protection, especially without Tyrael.
Exactly.
With that sanctification now. They couldn't really fit Tyrael in as they already chose their tanks.
Sake is jumping out of the chair with this last pick. What's it going to be? I was thinking it was just going to be the Tyrael, but maybe they have something special prepared. Tyrael is not absolutely necessary. It doesn't empower Tychus the same way he would have empowered a Falstad or a Greymane. ETC is a good pick for rotations. Varian. Okay, maybe that's why they were laughing so much. That's a pretty rare pick. It's just second most played, but that's before the nerf. This will be his 7th career game on the hero, so a lot of experience behind him. I suppose this may be as a soft counter to both the Karzim and the Greymane when the dive comes in, grab the taunt, and prevent the retreat. Zeratul going to be all about the harass here. Miracle, I feel like, arguably has the better composition. They don't have, they have late game, but they need to get there. They don't have the best tools for that, but I feel like in terms of team fighting, they have a solid comp. They need a win here, or Black is going to close it out 3-0. Let's go into Towers of Doom. In blue, MVU Miracle, Honkono on Muradin, Dami on Greymane, his best hero historically, Sniper on Dahaka, Crazy moving on Nazebo, and of course Darvish on Karzim, sorry.
In red, MVP Black, Sake and Li Ming, reset on Tychus, Tist on Darien, Killchat on Zeratul again, and Mary Day on Malfurion.
Sorry, I didn't give you much time for that one.
Oh, it's alright.
But,
like these team comps. And Dami on Greymane, you can always trust.
You can always trust the Dami on the Greymane. Usually he has a lot more protection than he's going to in this game.
That's right, so he has to be a little bit more careful than what we saw before, and especially lots of times in last year. No Tyrael, no Task Start to save him.
This is a bit of a bait attempt here. Sake immediately, as soon as he sees Dame, is teleported
that
out.
Reflection.
That was quick. Alright, all silent in the early game. Wolfhard at level 1 for the Greymane. Very Dami-esque. Wouldn't go full cocktail, would you? No, not Dami. Probably will switch into the cocktail after this, though, because it doesn't have the protection you were talking about to try to go Wisdom Duelist, which is his trademark build. He and only a few other Chinese players are really running it in the spring season 2016 before all the Greymane nerfs came in.
And also parry build coming out from Darien. We see these build when Darien is often alone as a tank, giving him protections and protections again right after.
Sake getting the pings, he self-pings here. Nice teleport there. Tist's gonna come over for the save. Good coordination here by Black to make sure that he does not get picked. So we see this jump in onto reset, but the cool thing about Varian is he's not as mobile as some of the other tanks, but you really don't want to mess with him when he's got the long slow. Really can't screw up with Varian very well. You know, if it's a situation where someone's rotating in and collapsing and you get on top of them, you really can't miss a power slide with Varian, you know what I'm saying? You see this big exchange here. Tist is actually very low, though. Dami, they get the kill. Looks for a second here. He doesn't have level 4 yet. Alcano gets the stun. They're not going to get anything else. So, 1 for 1 on the altars. But a first blood on the side of Miracle. 4 reach for both sides. And actually, it is going to be eyes in the dark for level 4 of Dami. He may just go all the way on this one, which is, in some ways, considering the comp, a little bit scary, but in other ways, a little bit scary for Black. It's like, oh, he's going full Dami. He's going all the way in. So I'm excited to see how that level 7 plan pans out. I want to play-by-play coach at the same time. Can't do both. Finish that sentence. A bit sick today, but gonna have to get through this one. G-Clef is. This is a 6 series. No. Sicker than I am.
This is a 6 series for sure. Honkono goes in very aggressively, 4v3, so Black has to retreat. And Root just to save reset from a danger zone.
That was a really cool route.
That was a clean invasion there.
Very nicely done. That's going to give them the double sapper camp. This wall is already half down, so this could actually put some direct pressure onto the bell towers. The bell tower. Here come those sappers. Briefly rooted. Very well played, actually. And the root actually completely nullifying them there.
Yep, they did. And they didn't even come into the gate. Well played by Mary Day there.
So Miracle takes a slight lead in this game in terms of structures and EXP. They have the 4 core health lead as well. This is anyone's game still. It's only a tiny EXP lead. Black can come back. They're looking for Calamity. That's the big power spike for them. Calamity is this thing that wasn't always taken, but eventually people figured out it was the best build, especially with its wave clear. And even after that was nerfed, people were still taking it. Calamity gives you an extra damaging ability. It allows Li Ming to fight in the front lines with dominance. It pairs so well with dominance, which is what she always takes at level 4. And so this spike is massive. And look at that. Wizened Duelist at level 7. Dami.
Oh, yes.
Dami's going in. There it is. So this is basically keep an eye on how many takedowns he gets, because he gets stronger with every one. But if he dies, it all resets to 0.
We'll see. I think it's a big risk, especially against the taunt variant coming out very soon. And here comes the Haka to save Honkano, and Sake will be the first one to fall.
Okay, that's 1. Can he get 2 here? Root trying to save Varian.
There's a double protection, and looks like that it's enough. But Dami goes all the way in and takes out Tychus instead. What a damage! What a bold move going in.
That's 2 stacks.
That's the usual Dami that we see. Wow.
Eventually having the good target selection to avoid Varian, just ignore him with all of his protections, all of his parries. So 8 more core shots done. This puts MVP Black now down to 24 of 40. But MVP Miracle had a similar lead in the previous set, and Black had the comeback. They have Nazeebo on their side this time, though. We'll see if they go for another invade. Honkano's looking for it. Tist in good position. This one seems risky. Remember, if Dami dies, he loses his stacks. He only has 2 right now, but that's still pretty significant with how quickly he got them. Looks like they will not be able to complete the invade. So we're just going to have this neutral camp versus camp action in the bot lane.
But even with this is fine, because the Haka already went up when the team fight was happening, and he's already soaking in top lane. But they're leading in EXP and snowballing that into more.
That's exactly what we haven't been talking about this entire time, why Dahaka has been picked, but this is exactly why. And they're a whole level up now. We're going to have 10 for this next Ultra phase. We'll see if they decide to commit to anything here, because there's no real objective on the map besides the neutral camp, which is tough to rotate to. So Black can be pretty happy that in this moment where they don't have heroics, there's nothing they're really worried about. In fact, actually going to take a nice defensive engage here on a crazy moving. Look, Kyo just is going to sit here because he knows there's no reason to try to hurry and get 10. There's no altar up right now. There's no big objective. Miracle can't boss right now. That's just too greedy if they were going to commit to that. Merryday, though, gets way too far out in lane. He is going to get killed. Not entirely sure why he was out there, in fact, because we didn't have a shot of it, but no heroics required for that pick. That could have happened at any stage of the game with the rotation coming down like that from Miracle. But Black will have level 10 for the next fight.
A great pathing there. Not going into that bush for the zombie wall.
Level 10 is up.
Tust is just an amazing tank player. He's offensive when he's needed, defensive for the team exactly at the perfect timing. He usually does not go overextensive like some of the other players. Honkano sometimes, Sign sometimes. This fits perfectly to Black. There's a taunt.
Having that ability to play conservatively, as crazy moving does get palmed and it's ignored, having that conservative play is super important for Varian specifically right now. It's not very many escapes. Look at this void from Coach. He's going in. He wants to get the kill to Dami. Dami turns around. That's 5 stacks now, actually 4 stacks. 5 kills in total here. 4 since Wizen that he has. He's going to do a lot of extra damage here. Reset is the next target. Dami goes all the way in. Gets another one here, but he does go down, so he's going to lose all 6 stacks. It was an expensive exchange, but will it get them enough of a lead to make it worth it? They're going to get 4 more shots off this bell tower, taking a 16 core health lead, and they may try to force the issue on this bell tower. Going to be tough to do with Dami dead. This looks like just to get the cannon tower. It's unfortunate. It's hard to say whether it was worth it or not because they just made it to be a decent trade. But he lost all his stacks, so he lost a lot of power that he had going into these engages. So it's going to take him some time to rebuild that again.
If only that palm was available, I think that would have been a big, big favor going to MVP Miracle at the time.
Absolutely.
But still, they're leading in 16 core health. And I think this is more than enough for them to take the lead. And they are the one that should be behind, actually, with this team called with Zebo. But Dami taking that Wisdom Duelist, it's helping them with the great amount.
They had some swift rotations. That's been really awesome. The pick on a Mary Day was the only one where I'm like, well, this was just free. But otherwise, they had some good moves. I feel like Tist is playing the best out of everyone on Black right now, even with Barry in here. Razor being palmed again, actually ignored. But yeah, Tist is really killing it. If everyone else could step up to his level here, I feel like we have a situation where Black could come back because Dami is reset back to 0 stacks. And he doesn't have all the extra added benefits of the cocktail build. So that's the trade-off, you know. Greymon is not the same hero when you build him this way as he is when you go for the cocktail build. Doesn't have as much ranged poke, so he needs to be kind of all in. And when you're going all in, you want to get the reset on your go for the throat. Having those stacks makes it a lot easier. When you die like this, it almost makes it feel like you didn't go this build at all, and you just kind of are a weaker hero until you build that back up. So he's going to need to look for picks once more. We're now on even talent here for this next phase. This is Black's chance to come back. Honkono here caught! There's the follow-up route! They had the taunt as well, but he does escape with the Avatar. So several heroics used there actually just for the Avatar, and he's going to come back and no problem, fully health.
I think the Twilight Dream barely missed the very end, could have been just enough damage. But here, the Great Palm connects, but it's not going to be enough, and he does Storm Toss away. That was a close call.
Right at the end of his Avatar too. Kyocha gets the channel here. They want to get the double. Here they come, trying to invade. Darvish looking for the channel once more. Ooh, the protect here onto Tist. Tist is killing it right now. There's the good Void. Razor moving, though, does step forward. Disintegrate, making sure everyone's revealed. They can see the exact angle everyone's coming from. Reset wants to re-engage here. More consistent healing, I feel like, though, for MVP Miracle, because they have Karazim, who could heal the whole team, whereas Valfurion is single heals. That's why everyone's a little bit lower.
But there's no Dami, means there's no damage, and there's the kill. There will be another reset for Sake. There's another Calamity damage going in. Crazy Moving is also very low, does get the kill.
Reset should be able to get out here. Yeah, removing that damage was the key. So Black is trying to force their way back into this one. Gonna even go for the boss here, so they're at half the core health for now. I'm gonna bring it down to 28 with this boss. Dami just kind of soaking down here. He didn't get any more stacks since his last death, so he's still at the 0, didn't lose any. Sniper very aggressively positioned here. Oh, just barely it goes down. Nice movement to avoid the aura, but it doesn't matter. So Black on their way back into this game, and the only core health that really matters is 0. So Black actually takes a lead at EXP. They could have 16 first. They could get the bell tower first, depending on how this game goes. Dami's actually going to invade here. This is a sneaky move. I like it, though, because no one is actually rotated down there.
And Greymane is a great solo camp.
They also saw, you know, Miracle saw that Black was hearthing home, so can actually possibly double camp. He decides to play it safe and clear the wave first. Okay, we are basically dead even in terms of EXP right now, as this next altar phase is the triple. Honkono needs to be careful of being this aggressive. He had to pop his Avatar early last time for a move like this. Does not want to have that fate again.
Also, Crazy Moving has been a little bit of a problem. That's also why Karazim couldn't really use that pump to save Greymane instead. Greymane died both of the times when Palm was not available. So, and it was used right before because of Crazy Moving, because he got caught in that route. If that does not happen, I think Dami will have better chances of attacking and surviving at the end. And this is also dangerous when his entire team is pretty far away.
He does survive, though, and this is a big commitment of resources for Black. Tis does come down right on cue, right on time, and 4 more health taken away from Black. They only have 3 more shots they can tank of the core, so trading even in situations like this is not really acceptable for MVP Black, because if they do, eventually they die first. Okay, here comes a good rotation down. Sniper comes in with the brush dog. Immediate cleanse onto Tist here. Reset is zoned out right now by the Gargantuan and Honkono.
Sniper is already very low, and Sake trying to do some damage. There's a Twilight Dream to cancel out. Oh, Darvish is so low, does get...
They want to prevent the palm. They want to prevent the palm, but I just don't think it's going to be possible here. Oh, the shots missed. Darvish just commits in with the palm on him, but it is ignored. He dies at the last second. Resets galore here, coming up for Sake. And that is going to be 3 kills. I think they need more, though, than just the kills and the slight EXP lead this gains. I feel like they should commit to a bell tower with this. They have the resources to do so. They have everyone alive. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to take the caps first, which could also lead to the bot bell tower. They're 8 behind still. That was really well played by both teams. The targeting onto Karzim was the best. Crazy moving goes down here as well.
Oh.
And, or excuse me, yeah, that was crazy moving, yeah.
Yeah, that was right.
Well, sometimes crazy moving is on the gray main, but not with Dami, of course, with this build. There's the Dami up there. Still no more stacks on his Wizened Duelist.
Dom has been okay level aggressive, and he's been doing solo camps, but I think it's also crazy moving that he's not having the escapes as Zebo. He's not positioning himself into the safe spots. I think he's extending a little bit too far, and Black is have been doing a great job just catching him every single time.
We talked about how Nazebo is really good in the late game. He scales really well, gets his quest up, but if you're dead, you can't be scaling. So they're not only going to get 1 bell tower, as I was talking about, they're going to get the double. And this almost guarantees they're always going to be up 1 bell tower, because to remove 2 will take so much for MVP Miracle that Black should be able to take the 3rd during that window of time. Especially if they protect. They're going to go for the escort move here. Miracle could really mess this up if they're not careful. The Gargantuan is already nearly down. Look at how quickly they clear this wave. This is going to be fighting underneath a fort. Miracle needs to back off and stay near the kill zone. They also, at the same time, need to deal with this escort that's coming in. They should be able to burn these down, just barely, but this is buying a lot of time for Black, who now could potentially get 6 shots on this next altar. We see the big commitment to Twilight Dream. The palm still goes off here, but will he be able to get out? He has to use Avatar, so a really efficient trade for MVP Black.
And also, Gojo has been on defense on this bell tower, but was that enough? Yes, it was enough for Miracle to actually take it down. So it's actually 3-5 for now, but this bell tower is already going for MVP Black at the moment.
Oh man, they need to zone out if they want the 5. The escort follow-up here too could be really strong. There's 3 more sappers. This cap is still going. And even taking the boss here for Miracle feels desperate right now. Okay, this is a sneaky rotation. There's no vision of this right now. Dami could get picked if he steps 1 step further into the taunt.
Being careful as the Haga is trying to global soak on top. Even Sniper has been being so safe. He was in that bush for 10+ seconds before he went all the way up.
The boss is back up. They do stop the sapper camp from going into the core. And they're just basically just capping this to make sure they stay ahead and wait for the next altar phase. They're going to have 20. So might as well just sit under aggressive keep, essentially, because that's how this map works. You just sit underneath your own keep on your opponent's side of the map, turtle to 20, and then you take the next altar phase. With the next one, they'll actually take the lead for the first time in this game in core health. They take it. Miracle is still a whole level down before they can get 20. Killing this altar, or rather this bell tower, will help them, as Black is just going to let it go, back off. Look for a boss even. That will also give them a 1 core health lead. Sniper's going to scout this. Needs to be a quick rotation. They're taking the long route, actually. The safe route. They're way too late on that. They're going to rotate now down to the double bell towers bot. It's just, you know, 3 shots for each team at 4-4 to end the game. Miracle needs to, I feel like they need to trade 1-for-1 on this, but they don't have 20. They want a little bit more time to get it. Tist actually finds his way there with funny pathing. Good boy prison here. That was kind of crazy. Meridy's not going to commit to try to go for the silence. Just going to wait for another taunt. It's up in 5 seconds.
Kyoto does get some damage off the Haka there, but Crazy Moving is the target for MVP Black for sure. They want to bring Crazy Moving down as fast as possible.
Meridy with a sneak.
Sneaky
he gets it.
Channel. He gets it. Miracle's waiting for 20, and they are 20 now. They want to fight here. He's doing some damage, not too much yet.
All right, only Gargantuan used. Gargantuan traded for the Odin and the Void. Nice delay here from Sake. Gonna be tough to actually engage here. Vial Infection is complete now. Storm Shield popped with the level 20. They still have Avatar. This is gonna be a tough fight for MVP Black to take.
Could try to use Rewind to blink out of that too. Twilight Dream is the only one left for Black right now.
Okay, they may actually just want to back off and let this go. Doesn't seem like they're willing to. They commit here. A huge Twilight Dream, and Dami is dead. The Disintegrate looking to get the kill onto Crazy Movie. They don't get it. It's actually a 1-for-1. Veride super low here. The reset is trying to do enough damage to make this a one fight. Crazy Movie goes back and taps. As they move in here, look at how much damage Reset is taking. Crazy Movie is not as scaled as he would be had he had less deaths this game. Veride is just looking for the channel here. It's not going to happen. The ice blocks. Crazy Movie actually gets the palm. Darvish super low here. Storm Shields. Looks like he's going to go down to Kyocha. Can Crazy Moving get the kill? Does not onto Reset. Maybe Sniper. Look at Tist with a big parry and the peel. He's actually nearly able to survive. He may. This is an incredible play out of Black. I cannot believe Tist survives. Looking to kill the Sniper. They do. And they are going to make this a full team wipe. Hong Kono, the last to die. Incredible fight out of Black there. The Twilight Dream to start it all off. It's almost up again with how long that fight went, but that was amazing play by Tist.
Perfect team play coming out from
Holy cow.
Black. And we didn't catch all the action where Kyocha picked up all the kills off the camera, but they stalled just enough time for Kyocha to come around in stealth and take out the last chunks of HP of both Karazim and later on to Crazy Moving too.
Darvish did
perfect plays.
Darvish did die off screen, but I have to. I mean the peel, the body blocking that we saw there on a micro level, this is just not seen. This is just not seen. I mean, plays like this are 1 in a million. I want to get the last bell tower before the channel here. Looks like Meridae's just going to take it for safety reasons. If they get the last bell tower, they still win for the first core shot that comes through from 6 controls, so that wipe will win the game here for Black. No way to deny this. They're going to try. It's not going to work. Down goes the bell tower. This will send a shot directly from the core to the other side, and that will win the game for MVP Black. They will take the series 3-0. Incredible games. This was a great game number 3 by MVP Black. Utter dominance in that last fight. Tist is my hero, though. I mean, after watching that, he's my MVP. They probably won't interview him since they did last time, but I would love to hear his thoughts on Varian specifically, as he picked a unusual hero, but really made the taunts work.
It's
wow.
Perfect use of all his skill set, and also protection from his teammates and the teamwork. That's what made it possible. And I really want to have to bring this to Kyocha for all 3 games of Zero Tool. Just keep on harassing and taking the kills at the end. I think it was all worth it, and Miracle just was very, very close to getting the win for all games, but just fell short at the very end. It looks like Miracle is missing that 5% always.
Yeah, it feels like it is just such a tiny window, that's missing there. And my mind was blown by that last fight. Like, I want to watch it again and again and again.
That was probably one of the best team fights of the season for Korea, for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be in Kendrick's highlight reel, for real. This is the Week 7 highlights. I hope he's on that one, because that is sick. Well, Black now goes 3-1 in career games against their sister team Miracle.